Okay, let's walk through creating our own database on the Google Cloud. So I'm at cloud.google.com and I'm going to get started for free. This will go a lot easier if you have a Google account already, like a Gmail account. So hopefully you have one of those set up. Maybe sign up for that first, and then we'll get started for free. You'll be taken to a sign up wizard. So just pick the information that is appropriate and click next or continue and fill out all of the information. You'll have to put in a payment method, but this is standard with cloud services to prove that you're a real person and you're taking this seriously and not just trying to maliciously make accounts. You won't be charged as long as you don't use the certain services. So fill this out and start my free trial. I would put individual and then put your information in here. If you don't want to put your personal information, just make something up. They don't actually need your address. Will be redirected to the main dashboard. This is where we are going to interact with all the different services that we can sign up for with Google. Over here is going to be the menu of where you can access all these services. And up here is where you can search for the different services. So if you don't want to keep scrolling here, you can just type it right up here and hopefully it'll find it right away. So we might type something like SQL because we are trying to create a SQL database. So I might just do that and I'll choose SQL. So I am going to click on create an instance. This means that you are creating a computer in the Google Cloud that will hold your database. I am going to choose MySQL because that's what we're using. I need to give my computer a name. According to the textbook, you want to call it first instance. You want to give your database a password. So type in a password and make sure you don't forget it. Everything else we can just keep default. And I'm going to click create. Okay. Now we get to this screen. What is happening is Google is building your computer with a database on it. So think of how long it takes to turn on a computer, get it running, and then installing a database program on it. That is how long we're going to have to wait. So sit tight and wait for this spinning circle to stop spinning. Occasionally, the spinning circle will get stuck. All we need to do is refresh the web page. Maybe after 3 to 5 minutes, if the spinning circle has not stopped, just refresh the web page to double check that. Okay, I finally have a green check mark. That took about 4 minutes. So I'm going to click on first instance, the word first instance. And this will go to our dashboard for our database. What we want to do here is look down at the connect to instance area in the public IP address, and you want to make note of this. Copy this IP address. This is the IP address of your computer with the database on it. Do not lose this. Copy and paste it to a notepad or something. Otherwise, you're going to have to keep logging into this page to get this information, and that's pretty inconvenient. You also might want to make note of the instance connection name. So keep track of both of these. Okay? Besides that, we will want to go over to this left-hand menu and go to the Connections tab. We then want to go to Public IP, Add Network. We want to go to this text box right here. We don't need a name. We need to add a network IP. And we're going to put 0.0.0.0/0. This will make it so that anyone can connect to our database. We're doing this for convenience sake because you're going to keep connecting to it from a different IP. And so we want any place that you've connected to the internet, you should be able to connect to your database. You wouldn't do this in real life, but for learning purposes, we're going to do this for convenience. So let's save it and wait for these save indicators to tell us that it's done saving. Should just take a few seconds. Once that is done, you are all set. You now have a database running on a computer sitting in the Google Cloud. You now probably want to test that this is working. So you're going to want to bring up your workbench, your MySQL workbench, to see if you can successfully connect to it. So let's try that. Hopefully we have this installed by now, and we're going to go to Database, Manage Connections, and we'll call the connection My Google Database, or whatever you'd like to call it. In the host name, that's where you're going to put that IP address that hopefully you copied and pasted somewhere. So copy it again and paste it in here. The username is going to be root by default, unless you changed it. Hopefully you did not change it, and it's still root, so leave that. And then we need to enter the password. So remember what you typed in and don't forget it. And again, we're going to do test connection. Hopefully it says successful. You've made the MySQL connection. Okay? That means everything's working and we're ready to go to insert data into our database and retrieve data from our database.